anybody. Without consulting anyone, you can go about your cycle strategy settings. That was when I tried to share how you can make use of candlestick. We make use of different time frames. How you can make use of this time frame to determine the kind of margin percentages you can set for your cycle strategy settings. And we made you to realize that each coin determines the percentage of margin you're going to give to it and how long you're going to extend your margin. So, and I think we took that session for like 2 consecutive weeks like that before we have a Royalq interface last week by Mama Grace. Okay. So today I want to give you some hints also about one-shot strategy. I'm going to share my screen, but before I share my screen, you can just put some things in black and white. These are the things that you have known before. Some of you have known this thing before, but maybe because you think you are using robots, you ignore it or you neglect it or you just underrate it or you despise it. Okay. So now what's that thing you need to bring back if you really want to enjoy Royalq robots? And if you don't want to avoid the kind of a story that I'm in deep, it's too to be painful anytime somebody is chatting me or telling me that all my trade hangs, all my money hang in deep. First thing that I just wanted to realize, I used to have an item that I used to recite anytime I'm having this kind of meeting. So, but because of our time, that's why I decided not to recite the item today. But many of you that have attended my class in the past, you'll have aware of the item. But let me quickly explain that before I proceed. Okay. I used to let people realize what Royalq stands for and what it doesn't stand for. I used to make people to realize that what Royalq stands for and what Royalq does not stand for, because some people are missing it all. So they are trying to mistake what Royalq stands for to what it doesn't stand for. So what Royalq stands for? Royalq is spot trading miracle tool. Please let everybody mute their microphone, please. Everybody mute your microphone, please. Mr. Daniel, can't you mute your microphone, sir? Because I can see no faces, that's why I quickly rushed down to this my item. Okay, Royalq is a sports trading miracle tool. Then it's trade sports markets. It trades in market in sports, and it assists in buying and selling in sports market. It assists. Underline that word, assist, in buying and selling in your sports platform. Okay. It's trades on Binance Sports, Ubi Sports, OKEX. I think OKEX has been introduced. Then Coinbase, Indodax, and some other exchanges that will be introduced soon. So all these platforms, they have sports trading. So these Royalq robots, it can help you to trade, to do buying and selling in these sports platforms. So it trades markets up only. It doesn't trade it down. Meaning that it buys when the price is becoming low. It keeps buying. Then when the price is going up, it will be selling what it buys at this given percentage you set for it. So it's a semi-auto bot. So it's twistable as you want. You are the one that's going to give it your perfect settings. You can give it one-off settings and it will continue to work on what you have instructed it to do. And that makes it best robot in the world. So it helps in buying new position in markets. It helps in getting profit in the deep. It serves as mini social media platforms. We have chatting rooms in Royalq. It requires effort of people with low capital. It can never lose your money because it's on sports, not on futures. It encourages personal development in trading with the help of Royalq Academy, this kind of the class we are doing currently now is part of it. By the time I explained the one shot I wanted to explain to you now, you agree with me that You need some personal development before you can go about it. Are you getting out? It can give you residual source of income if you decide to become an affiliate. You decide to take advantage of affiliate aspect of a Royalq. So no delay in withdrawing your rewards. You have never got disappointed at all, a bit, since for the past 1 year now. For the past, we're even going to 2 years now. Going to 2 years now. Okay. So Royalq do keep to their words. So it's a long-term project. It's a kind of project that 5 years to come, 10 years to come, 20 years to come is still intact. So I'm recommending Royalq for every crypto traders. Everywhere I go, I used to recommend Royalq for every futures traders. You know, we have different type of crypto trading. We have spot trading, we have futures trading, we have NFT, we have ETF, we have minting. Every aspect of crypto trading, everybody needs Royalq as a backup, because every other aspect of trading can be risky. But when we're talking about spot trading, is safer. And one of the tools you can use in that spot trading that will make it more effective for you is Royalq. Okay. So now that is what Royalq stands for. Then what Royalq does not mean, what Royalq is not. Royalq is never ROI platform, return on investment platform. If I do this thing now, how much the company will be giving me every seconds, every day, every minute? No, this is not ROI platform. Royalq is not money doubling platform. If I put my 1 million naira now, I want it to turn to another 1 million naira in 1 month. Nobody can give you 100% assurance of that. But we can tell you that, no, the robot can do that, but we can't tell you that it will do it for you, because this is not a money doubling platform. This is not Ponzi scheme. This is not get rich quick scheme. This is not chop and run platform. This is not collapsing platform. This is not an exchange. It's not Binance. It's not Ubi. It's not Bybit. It's not Coinbase and all the exchanges. Go to CoinMarketCap, where we used to find coins and exchanges. Go to this place. Go and search Royalq. You cannot find it among the exchanges. It's not an exchange. It's an artificial intelligence robot that can make use in your exchanges. Okay, so it doesn't control markets. Royalq does not control markets. It follows the market. It follows the market. If the market is going down, its own assignment is to keep buying for you. So it now depends on how you set your percentage when it should keep buying. If you set it to be buying after 1% drop in market, it will keep buying. So if you exhaust your money, it's not the fault of the robot. You are the one that instruct the robot to buy often, to buy, for you very fast. And if you say it is after the market has dropped in 10%, you want it to be buying, it will keep buying like that. Even though if you say it is after when the market has dropped in 20%, you want it to be buying for you to be doing like that. So it depends on how. So it's not an exchange. It doesn't control markets. Rather, it follows the market. So then Royalq is not analyzing markets for you. It's not trying to analyze and no. So it's just buy kind of a low for you and sell high. But it doesn't matter even though you don't get signal. If you can set your cycle, if you have enough funds, and you set your cycle, that's what I'm planning now in my team. By this year, 2023, that's our dream, and it's going to be our resolution for next year. Between January next year and March next year, each of my team members should have $10,000 minimum in their Binance for Royalq robot to be trading, to be streaming in. Yeah, to be streaming. We're going to give it a kind of margin that it will be streaming, to be giving us a lot of money, and it will not hang until the kingdom come. Okay, so that, by the way. So what you are to avoid while trying to get involved in Royalq, what to avoid: don't go for high interest rate loan. High interest rate loan, don't go for that. Oh, I want to use this money next week. I want to use it next week. I will not advise you to go for that kind of money to do Royalq. But the kind of money that that you can make use for the next 6 months, 1 year, then you can make use of it. So don't go for fast payback loan. So avoid not giving robots proper money management. which we want to trade today. Avoid not giving robots proper money management, which we are going to, we want to trade today, okay? So let's now go back to, am I audible enough, please? Am I audible enough?
Yes, you are.
All right, thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Okay, so today we're going to want to look at some things you need to take notes while you are trying to set your one shot. I assume that everybody on this call tonight know how to set their one shots, but we are still going to do some practical. I get we're still going to, pass through some practical tonight. Okay. So what number one thing is what you need to consider while trading one shots. One shot simply mean a situation whereby you are the one that will pick a signal or a particular coin for the robots, and you tell the robot that trade this coin when it is also percentage close for me. Why cycle is a situation whereby you don't even analyze any signal at all. You have enough fund. You just want to take advantage of volatility in markets. Crypto doesn't stay in one place. So as it's moving up and down, you just want it to be, when it moves down, buy, when it moves up, sell. And that requires a kind of huge fund to do that. But when we're talking about one shot, majority of people that used to do one shot are the people that have limited capital, just little capital. They don't have much like that. Or why some people that have big money, they do one shots too. But mostly, people that have little capital used to go for one shot so that they will instruct the robots, buy this coin that I know that it's want to pump up. So when it pump up, it will quickly give me my profits, then it will return my capital back. It will not tie my money down. It will not compound my profits. So now, what you need to consider why we want to go for one shot. Number one is, I want you to know that majority of people that are giving you signals, those guys are doing a wonderful job. They are really trying. I commend them. But majority of them, they are technical analysts. And majority of technical analysts, majority of them, sometimes they used to be carried away. They used to let that analysis, they used to have that confidence in their analysis, and it is good. But they used to be carried away about news. So that is one of the major factors why many people find themselves in some hanging in trade, or why some people stay long in trade, because some of the signal given to you is based on technical analysis. It has been analyzed by technical analysts, and you are given that signal. But anytime you want to trade your one shot, you as a person, you need to consider news. You might not have access to a kind of a news source where you can get news of what can scatter technical analysis. News can scatter the technical analysis any day, anytime. News can turn market to bullish. News can turn market to bearish. As in, news can turn market up. At the same time, it can turn market what? Down. Now, but if you compare like 10 news, 80%, 8 news we used to turn markets down, while the remaining 10% turn market up. So if that is the case, how you can prepare news in your trading when you are trading on one shot is one of the factors that you need to consider. Now you have been given signal. Most of the time, they used to, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Sorry. Most of the time, they used to give you a kind of margin. They used to give you a kind of margin that you should set. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right. They used to give you margin. Let's say, for instance, I want to set one short setting. Let me go to my strategy settings. If you are using iPhone, it's going to be my policy setting. It won't be my strategy setting, to be my policy setting if you are using iPhone, okay? Yeah, let me click on it. Now, if you want to set up a one shot, for instance, you can leave this as anyhow you want it. Assuming that my capital is $100, my total portfolio I have is $100. Okay. Maybe they tell you that you should use $15, for instance, $15, which is the minimum. Then they used to tell you sometimes to set like 4 margin or 7 margin. Sometimes they used to tell you to set 4 margin. First buying amount 15. Then the TP will not be, let's say, they ask you to take 2% out of this trade. Don't forget that you are taking 2% of incoming. Most of the time they don't set call back. Then they will it will now come to margin configuration. They will now give you some percent, they may tell you to use you have $100, right? And you have used $15. Sometimes they may ask you to put one here. Sometimes they will ask you to put one. Sometimes they will ask you to put so different thing, as the case may be. All right. This place now, they may now tell you that 2%, 5%. I'm just using this as an example, 4.5, for instance, everything like that. You will have prepared all these things like that, 2%. Now, if you are given signal to set something like this kind of signal does not prepare for any news at all. This kind of signal does not prepare for what? For any news at all. I'm talking of this particular percentage first. The percentage you set here, you can think is bigger to you. 2 plus 5, 7 plus 4, 7 plus 4, that's 11, plus 2, 13 plus 0.5, 13.5. So you will have think that you have set a kind of big percentage. But when one news comes, don't be surprised. It will take your first, it has been trading with $15, right? Another $50 will go, $30. Another $15, $45. Another $15, another $15. Before you realize, everything will now hang. You will now be saying minus 30, minus 40, even minus 50, because the percentage you set is low. Instead of exposing your money into danger, that is not the rule of spot trading. You need to give robots the rule of spot trading. If not because minimum buy now is $15, the standard money management, that it's the next thing, and I will have to combine the explanation together now. After the news, you need to consider, second thing you need to consider is money management. Now everything now works together. You are using money management because of the news, because of in case that may happen in markets, because you want to play it safe, because you want to always be in market, because you want to always be in trade, because if one trade hang, you still have excess money to pick another trade at all time. Take note of that. So that is what brings about money management in this. I get it now. So far, we are told that minimum to buy with Royalq robot is $15. Then we are to consider 50% of your total $100 now. But at the being, it can even allow us to use 10%. We will have considered $10 of $100. Go and ask any professional trader. If at all you want to trade even in sports, I'm talking about one shot here, not cycle. The minimum amount, the maximum amount you should use to pick the trade even on sports is 10% of your total capital. Go and ask any professional. Maximum to use to pick your trade on sport is what? 10%. But let's assume we are using 15% now. So if I were you, you want to set any trade, don't assume that this market cannot go down beyond 20%. Okay, are you aware now that Bitcoin will be moving from, it has been moving from 15,000, it moved from 15,000 now to 16, right? 16 to 18. News has let us realize that it will be for the next few months now, it will be moving around 14,000 to 18,000. Or from 16,000 to 18,000, then later we may now later have lower low of 14,000 or even lower than 14,000. Now, if you are not following that kind of trend, you are just trading on your own. You don't even want to care about that kind of information, or you don't have access to that kind of information. Suddenly, you have set your percentage on your own, you have set your this thing, nobody will tell you, or you might not, you might caught unaware when, just flashback of series and various new or downtrend that has happened, or the dip that has happened in the past. You discover that many of these dips caught you unaware. So how will you prepare for that? That's what I'm trying to explain here tonight. Are you getting now? So for you to prepare for that kind of situation, because any dip like that is an opportunity for you, provided that you have excess fund. So now $15. If I were you, how many percent? I think when we're talking under the margin, I will prefer to put zero margin. I won't use any margin. Are you getting? I won't put what? I won't use any margin. First buying amounts. Then, if possible for me not to use okay, or even though if it's a must for me to use the margin, then I would rather put one margin, but I will not use it. I'm not going to use it just for setting sake. So what's the percentage of my trade that in the signal? 2%, okay? Hold position, take profit, callback. I don't want any callback. Zero. I don't want any callback, okay? Margin configuration. I don't want any margin, but because of I'm asked to put, then we put 100%. 100%. How many multiple of this thing? I'm not intend to have anything here. Okay, I don't know if it's going to accept this 100%. Okay, it accepts it. So even if it's accept 1,000%, I'm good to put 1,000% there. Okay, it's not accepting 1,000%. Okay, I will put 100%. Okay, because I don't want it to even. I'm just setting it for setting sake. So the next thing, buying callback. I don't want any buying callback. All I just want is my $15. I want to go in one shot. I want you to work in what? One shot for me. Okay, this circle, I will put it in one shot. Yeah. This is my setting. Boom. Confirm. I've set my one shot to $15. I know that the amount I involve in this trade is $15. Even though if markets go to minus 50% after I open this trade, it will not touch my remaining $75. It is my $15. And if it goes into my favor, to glory be to God, it will be closing. I'll be opening another signal. Close, open another signal. Close, open another signal. But in situation whereby two signals is being dropped, you can still manage to open like two trades, but it's not that really advisable. It will be to your favor, or it will have been good for you if one signal is delivering before you are picking another one. I'm talking about $100 this time around. If you can discipline yourself to that level, that when this one closes, then I open another one. Now, what is now the essence of the remaining $75? How much is that? I think $75. Okay, no, $15 now. You should have how much left? $85. Yes, you should have $85 left. Okay. Now, what's now the essence of having the $85? Okay, I've entered this trade now with $15. Wow. The market is now going against me. Instead of me to have set it down myself, I will look at the minus. If it is minus 5%, I can still leave it. Minus 10, I might decide that it is until when it is minus 30 floating loss, or minus 20. That is when I want to do DCA, dollar cost average, by myself. I will do manual replenishment. So it's now in minus 30. Why other people that have set their margin, it has taken all their margin for them. Everything has hooked. But me, I did not waste my own bullets. I reserved my funds. Then this time around, it is minus 30, and I said, okay, let me take another 15%. I mean, another $15 rather, not 15% this time around, another $15. I will now buy more myself manually with the robot. The moment I buy more, what is going to happen? It's going to dollar cost average for me to minus 15% from minus 30. Then I'll be waiting for that trade. I will have $30 engaged in that trade. During all this time, market has come down. They will have been releasing some signal that will be dropping very fast at that time. You remember that anytime there's any kind of long or any big dip in markets, any signal they release from the bottom like that is used to deliver like very fast. So you have some excess fund on ground to be taking advantage of other signals for the main time, pending the time that that one will come out, and there's a chances of you coming out of that one in no time. So if you can be playing that you're trading like that, you always have excess fund to take advantage of new trades, also to maneuver and even manipulate your trade anytime you want. Unlike if you have programmed your margins and the thing go in, not go in your favor. What's the essence of having $100 and you place all your margin with that $100 on just one coin? It's not even advisable. I get it now. But the only thing you should ensure is that if possible, make sure you are getting out of one before you enter another one. But if one is now stubborn, you can even abandon it and say, okay, you just keep going down, keep going down, keep going in minus. I'm waiting for you. Soon I'm going to what? To replenish you. Now, that by the way, do you now know major factor and reasons why we are, but before I move to that, now I've set this one now, you come back to your quantitative. Where is that, my pencil? Okay, it is here. To come down to what? To quantitative below here. When you come to quantitative, you search for that coin. Let's say the coin is in general. The coin is in general. Madam Grace took this aspect here last week, or on professional, as the case may anywhere. So let's say in general, 1 inch, I can see 1 inch here. I will click on it. That's the signal given to me, 1 inch. Then I will come to trace setting below. Trace setting below. You can see trace setting. When I click on trace setting, then I will just need to come to edit. Edit here, above here. You can see edit at the top right here. When you click on the edit, then it's going to give you room to go and choose your strategy that you have set. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I'll click on edit. So then I'll come to choose strategy on yellow. Choose strategy. I click on it. You can see the strategy I just set now with my $15. You can see it here. Then I will choose it. But I will save it and I will start my trade. But if I'm given another signal now, I can use this same setting. What I'll just need to do before I save it is that I will come to this percentage and edit it to the percentage on the given signal. If it is 3%, I'll just put 3%, then I'll save it. Then once I confirm and save it, then I'll start my trade. Boom. Then it will be in OWLs. Yeah, OWLs. Don't forget to put it in subbin. Put in OWLs. Then you click on what? On start. Boom. It's going to start for you. It's going to start. So that is that about that. Then I wanted to say something before I jump back here. Oh my God. It's like I've forgotten. I wanted to say something. But I've forgotten. Okay? All right, maybe before we end the class, I'm going to remember again. So that by the way, let me go back to this place. So this setting like this, that's how you're going to set it where you want to set in that place. Now, I wanted to explain something, but I've forgotten. Okay, maybe I'm going to remember later. Maybe when you people start to ask questions, I can still remember that. So now, that's that about that. That's about that for now. Let me stop my screen. I've forgotten, honestly. All right, so because of our time, if you have any question pertaining to what I just explained, and maybe from your question, I'm going to remember what I forgot now. And that is very, very important that I wanted to explain, but maybe during the question time, you can. Yes, I remember. Now I remember. I can remember now. Can I go ahead, please? Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, I wanted to tell you, someone might say, but why I'm doing all these things on Royalq? Why can't I go and do this on my Binance? I will tell you one simple secret why you need it on Royalq. Why you need this on Royalq. Number one, look at this, my strategy setting where I just put these settings, these 2% of the thing. Do you know that if you want to set your trade on your sports, especially in most of the sports platform, I don't know, maybe if they upgrade their sport platform tomorrow, but there's no place in that your sports platform where you just want to trade a particular signal and you just type that I want to make 2% like that. You will give you a kind of a take profit price. You will set that take profit price before it's going to give you that percentage. But here in Royalq, you just put your percentage and you don't need to be doing any calculation that, okay, if it's also price, how many percentage you have given to me by then? Just put your percentage, that's one. Secondly, you can see we have programmed these settings. Anytime you want to set your trade for any signal, no wasting of time. You have programmed it. You can make use of this one's time settings, time without numbers, as in many times. Okay. Then number three, look at this percentage you are seeing here. This 2% I set here for this one. Let's say I set it for my 1 inch.
Sorry, my leader, on my side, you are not sharing the screen. I don't know if that's the case with others.
Oh, sorry. I've stopped this here. I've stopped the screen. Sorry, let me share. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, good. Thank you. Now, let's say, for example, you can see these 2%. If you trade on Binance or on any exchange or sports, and you set your trade, if that trade is to give you 2%, the moment it gives you 2%, that's all. That's all. Most of the sports platform, they don't have what we call trailing stop or trailing take profits. This whole position take profit callback you are seeing here in Royalq is trailing stop loss or trailing stop or trailing take profits. So if you put any callback here, meaning that anytime this market spike, instead of it to hit 2% and close, the market now spike, boom, to like a 100% here. You can see it goes straight, right? Boom. Some candle used to stop on like that. Hey, there's some candle they want to use to liquidate people that are shorting market on futures. Anytime you see candle that just go up, boom, without reversing, up, without any reversal at all. They purposely want to use that candle to liquidate some people that are trading market down on futures. In most cases. Now, but to you using Royalq, it will be to your favor because it is, let's say our callback here is 1. If you put your callback to be 1, meaning that you know that you determine that even though if this percentage, if your trade hits 2% here and it reverses in 1%, you are okay with 1% profits if it reverses from 2%. But if it goes straight to 100% here, the moment it reverses in 1%, you are going home with 99% profit, which you cannot have that opportunity if you have traded that signal manually on your exchange. This has given me a lot of profits in many ways, as in several times. This Royalq has given me this kind of opportunity several times. That people that I traded on my exchange directly, it will have kicked me out of the market with my normally 2% profits. But because of callback that is in Royalq robots, there are some three coins like that. Since I've been using Royalq, that spike like that. Some did like 0 and something percent, some did like 200 and something percent, and I put callback. It follows. It follows those signals, those coins, till their destination, until when the reverses in this my callback. That's when it closed my profits for me. That is advantage of what? Of Royalq robots. Then, if you now have enough fund, wow, you're going to enjoy this robot if you put it on cycle. I love, even Kabanda from Uganda used to call me the Damosh of cycles. He knows me for cycle strategy, cycle trading. He knows me for that. I guess now. So I so much love the way these robots operate when it comes to cycle strategy, especially if you have enough fund. You will you so much fall in love with Royalq robots. I get it now. So that, by the way, especially the new button they just introduced here, under this strategy period, this button below here, IS first price and the first position drop. It makes me to love the cycle the most. So you can even use it also for your one shots. If you on it like that, you might say, okay, this $15 I'm trading with. Okay, when this so price of this coin, it's so price, please don't stop buying. Stop buying. Or maybe after you might have sold this one, you are selling to any profits. Before you buy again, let it come down to so price. Yeah, before you buy again. So it won't buy again, to do any buying until when it comes down to that price you have given to it. So if you understand what we call support and resistance very well, you just set this your trade. You set it to your support, that strongest support, this first eye. When you set it to your strong support, then this one will be going. The first buy will be going to profit. Anytime it sells, it's not going to buy another one at the top. It will be waiting for when it comes back to support, buy again. To another resistance, sell again. So if you understand how to make use of Royalq robot, it's it's the best robot in the world. Best robot in the world. Okay. So thank you everybody for your time. If you have question now, I think it's 8:44. You can ask your question so that from your question we'll be able to answer some other thing you might forget to ask.
Thank you, Leader Mosh. Thank you very much. Please let's have your questions. If you have any question as regards what we've learned tonight, please kindly indicate. You can use the emojis so you could be unmuted to ask your question. Does anyone have any question, please? Please feel free to ask your question.
Yes, I have a question.
All right, good luck. Go ahead.
Okay, the margin configuration that was set is it saying that for every one shot, it must be only one margin? Because I've learned that there's need to set several margin calls, at least minimum of 4, so that you will not get into floating loss. So I really want to understand why you have to set only one margin call.
Yeah, the reason why I set one margin call is because I don't even want any margin at all.
Okay.
I want to determine my margin manually myself, and I want to buy my margin manually myself. If I set my 4 margins, for instance, that is what I'm trying to clarify here. Assuming you have set your 4 margins, yes, you just predict some percentages, you put it there. What if a news came up and everything now swallow all your 4 margins? That is where you get all your money hooked.
Okay.
So what if you now engage your first buying amount only? You reserve your USDT. When there's any news or any big dip or anything in the market, let's say you now say, okay, let me wait for 30%, minus 30%. It is after minus 30% is when I'm going to use another $15 to buy manually myself with the robots. That is more safer than you will have assuming that it is 5% drop, 5% drop. And you have set your first margin. Are you getting now?
Yeah.
So 5 times 4, that is a 20.
20.
I guess now, so that's 20. So it should be buying for you, doing some dollar cost average. Yes, agreed. But by the time it's going to the markets now go down more than net, that's why you see people having minus 50% after it has taken all the four margins. Some people having minus 60%, minus 70% at the end of the day. So, and they have wasted all their bullets, all their reserve. So, but in this kind of scenario now, I don't want it to take any margin at all. That's why, but I cannot leave that place blank. That is why I put 1. So you can still under the margin configuration and I put 100% because I don't want it to take any margin for me. I'm the one that want to put the margin by myself when I want to do that.
Okay.
My plan is for my first $15 to go to profit and get out of the trade. That is my plan. I guess now it's for me to enter that trade and get out. But if preferential things now go against me, I will be the one that will determine when to put more money to it. Because many people got their money hooked because of that margin they were given to set.
So, but if you have up to $200 or $500 you want to trade a particular coin, is it advisable to use only $15 of $200 or $500?
If you want to stick to the 15% strategy, you calculate the 15% of $200. I guess now that's what you're going to.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Good luck. I believe you're cleared on that. Any other question, please? Any other question, please? I want to believe we got clarity. You can decide from now henceforth to adopt the strategy. Use 15% of your equity to engage in trade. If you want to manage your margin calls manually by yourself, it means that your margin call limit will be 1, and the margin call draw will be a very high number such that the bot will not peak from 9,500, 150. The bot you're not going to trade margin calls. And if your trade you have a high floating loss, you have enough funds to replenish. That's what it means to manage your margin calls by yourself. You can now come and buy back and your trade comes out of floating loss. So 15% strategy, if you have any question on that, feel free to ask. Your capital is 400. Why would I use only 15% to trade? Please feel free to ask your questions. We have a few minutes to bring the meeting to a close. Let's feel free to ask questions. All right, Leader KG, go ahead, sir.
Thank you so much, Leader Grace. And Leader Mosh, thank you for taking us through the settings. So mine is just to really appreciate the information that has been shared tonight, and also to encourage business partners to continue to attend these kind of sessions for training. What Leader Mosh highlighted earlier was that in the exchanges on the spot market, no exchange will give you a true reflection of your assets performance, for instance, or a breakdown of what has happened with your asset ever since you acquired them. Say, for instance, you have a certain amount of Bitcoin or some Satoshis in your, either it could be Binance or Yobi Global or any exchange. It is just your spot assets. And if, say, for instance, you have lost, I mean, the return rate is way in the negative, for instance, say, let's say minus 30% or even more than 50% in the negative. Exchange will never give you that information. It will just give you the asset value according to the current market price. The value of your assets is the quantity you have multiplied by the current price in the market, and that's it. That's what the exchange will give you. But with Royalq gives you the very important information, like your position amount in USDT. You know how much you have put into that particular asset, whether it be Bitcoin or Ether. You'll know how much actually you have put into that particular asset. Royalq will keep such records for you. and then also the position quantity. Quantity is everything in crypto. The bigger the quantity, more value you're going to have of that asset, for instance. So that with Royalq, we have the breakdown of that information, and also you have the average price, you have the return rate to show you exactly what transpired with your asset. And that is the information that you're not going to receive from the exchange, for instance. Ever since the beginning of this year, ever since we've been in 2022, markets have been depreciating like that. So it means if the exchange were to provide us with these realities, it means it will be red. Everything will be red. And I would like to believe that a lot of people will be depressed by the reality of the fall of the crypto markets. But Royalq gives you a true reflection of the asset that you are trading. And today, look at what Leader Mosh is sharing with us. It is a strategy that is very relevant for what is happening with the markets today. Because the kind of strategies that we used to trade last year and the beginning of this year and where we are, things have changed because markets have changed also. Like by mere looking at the Bitcoin price, it was 68,000, today is around 16, 17. It went down to 15, for instance. That is a massive dip, for instance. Now, we are constantly coming up with new strategies to see to it that we get the best out of our crypto markets. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need to embrace Royalq because it gives us correct information about our crypto assets. And when we attend sessions like this, we enlighten one another so that no matter the direction of the crypto markets, we always get something out of the crypto markets. And what will set us apart is our consistency in trading. So, Leader Mosh, thank you, sir, for sharing the strategy. I love the strategy. I'm for the strategy. And I believe that the more we attend these sessions, we're going to enjoy manual replenishments according to what would have transpired in the markets, rather than setting preset margin call drops without knowing what might happen at any time, because nobody truly knows what will happen with a certain coin, whether it's going to pump 10% or more, or it's going to dip 10% or more. Nobody knows that information. No prophecy can be given whatsoever. And that's the reason why this kind of strategy, for me, is thumbs up. And thank you so much, great leaders.
All right, fantastic contribution there. We appreciate you, Leader KG. Any other question, please? Okay. All right, so if there's no other question, we'd like to bring the meeting to a close. I want to believe everyone their margin calls. I think that's one other topic for the sake of the newbies we should handle. If I adopt this strategy, how do I manage the margin call, or how do I replenish? I think it's a topic we need to deal with so that whoever is adopting this strategy could comfortably on his or her own know how to come manage his or her margin call to come out of floating loss. That's how you manage your margin calls manually instead of allowing the bot to engage the margin calls for you. So we'll be looking at this in-depthly by next week. So if there's no other question or contribution, I want to say a big thank you to our keynote speaker for tonight, Leader Mosh. Indeed, this is Moshstrategy. It's a top-notch strategy, and it's a strategy everyone on call tonight. You can share it with your team to adopt equity, to engage in a trade, no margin call. Give it a try with little fun and see how it runs. And then by next margin by yourself manually. So a big thank you to everyone that made it tonight. I want to believe we got value and we're going to implement this. Like Leader KG said, we have an amazing tool. We have an amazing product that helps us to trade the crypto market. And in season and out of season, Royalq is effective. Royalq is still working, is still delivering profits despite the dip. So I encourage you to stay glued to this amazing product, keep trading, and above all, keep sharing the opportunity with people. So that'll be all for tonight. Tomorrow we'll convene again for a leadership call, same time, same link. Do well to invite everyone that is laser focused on building their team, on earning passively, aside just trading. So that'll be all from here. I would like us to unmute and say good night. Thank you everyone for coming. Do have a lovely night rest.
Thank you.